morning, everyone. All right, guys. We're gonna go ahead and get started here. We're gonna start with our risk disclosure and walk through that. Again, just want to remind everyone that the content that's published and distributed by the market trader and its affiliates is to be treated as general information only. None of the information provided by the company or contained herein is intended as investment advice and offered to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, company, or fund. Use of this information contained in the company's website and distributed here is to be used at your own risk. And the company, as partners, representatives, agents, employees, and contractors assume no responsibility or liability for any use or misuse of such information. We all understand that future trading does contain risk and is not for every investor, and that an investor could potentially lose all or more of their investment capital. Only risk capital money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle should be used for trading, and only those individuals with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Nothing, again, contained herein is a solicitation or offer to buy, sell futures, options, or Forex. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Okay. So now that we've gotten our risk disclosure out of the way, guys, we're going to go ahead and move on to the hey Fife, hey Simo, hey Sergey, hey Alejandro, hey Sapadia, hey Huang. All right. So guys, we'll move on to the news. Okay. And we'll take a look at the news we have in store today that could potentially impact the markets. Again, OPEC seems to be in the news throughout. Okay, so something to keep in mind, especially for those who trade crude oil. Okay, we have a number of Fed members speaking here. We have Fed Waller speaking at 10 a.m. We have Fed Barkin speaking at 10:15. We have New York Fed providing some inflation expectations here at 11 a.m. And then again, we have Kashkari, Harker, and Barkin all coming in and speaking at different points of the day. The latter two probably not going to impact us as much in today's market. Okay, so yeah, so fair amount of news. I say, well, fair. I mean, fair amount of folks who could be news, I guess, is probably operative. I think the news that probably will change some things here is coming up on Thursday. Okay, we have a number of reports coming in: jobless claims, PPI. Those are and then oil inventories. These are kind of things that could potentially modify or change the course of the markets. Okay. So now that we've gotten both the news and our disclosure out of the way, we'll go ahead and move on to the charts. Okay, again, I will be reviewing the Top Step X platform here, charts with the Top Step X platform. Okay, and the first chart we're going to be looking at is the gold chart. See if we can remove one of these. I don't think I need both of them. And remove all the drawings if I can. All right, so here we are. So looking at, we'll start off with the daily chart, okay? And just take a peek and see, well, what is the market trying to accomplish? Well, the market of late, okay, the market of late is starting to begin to break some structure to the downside. This level here, 26.25, that's a rather significant level, okay, in the gold market. More importantly, this kind of 2600 or 26 or 25, 58, 82, I should say, 25.82. it's coming into an area where we would expect or could expect buyers. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and locate my rectangular box here. So this whole area, okay, is an area that where I would expect to see some buyers. Okay, I'm going to change the outline of this to just normal green. Okay, so this whole area would be an area where I would expect some buying to return. Okay, potentially in this market. Now, let's see if I can widen this out here a little bit. Looking at the ADX indicator, it's telling us that that the momentum to the downside remains strong. Okay, our a positive DI is kind of losing some steam here, and our negative DI continues to grow. Okay, and not only that, we have the ADX indicator, kind of following in its path. Okay, so again, fair amount of momentum. Okay, in this market to the downside, but we understand that we are coming into an area where we could expect maybe some buyers to potentially return to the market. Okay, let's see if I can do this in a way that's okay. So let's widen this out here. Sorry, guys. Okay. All right. So that's what we're seeing on the daily chart. Let's move on to the 4-hour chart. Again, 4-hour chart, giving us, kind of a similar kind of feel and look and feel that we see in the daily. All right. We are developing not the strongest of 4-hour candles, bullish, but nonetheless, we are getting some reaction of this daily demand area. Okay. So given the proximity of where price is at the moment, I'm not super inclined to participate to the short side in this market. Okay. I feel like we are maybe a bit extended, and not only that, we're coming into an area maybe where we could potentially see some support. Now, what I will say is that we are, beginning to, establish a little bit of a lower lows and lower highs. Right, we've broken some structure here. We have a lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, we look to the left, and we've come into another area here. I would say that this next area, 2581, is relatively important. Okay, for the bulls to hold on to. Otherwise, 2550 and maybe as low as 2500 is in the future of for gold. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing on the 4-hour chart. We'll go ahead and move into the 30-minute chart here. And you can see here that we've kind of exceeded. We're above our daily VWAP. We've come back to, I guess, validate the conviction of whoever or whomever generated this momentum to the upside. We're starting to see a little bit, like I mentioned, we're starting to see a little bit of momentum coming in. Our positive indicator, positive DI, is now above our negative. So if we do manage to get above, let's say, I think I mentioned this level before, but if we do manage to get above, my line in the sand in the gold market remains, I'm just going to call it 2630. Okay, 2630 is kind of a resistance level. As long as we stay below this 2630 level, then I would say that there's pressure. Though we will continue to have pressure for price to continue to move lower. Okay, if I'm going to embrace any kind of move back up to some of these levels that we've had in the past, we first need to get above, and we need to break structure to the upside. Right now, we are still very much in control by the bears. Okay, so this 2630 remains a level that I'm going to be watching. All right, let's expand this here a little bit further. All right, so let's take a peek here at my fixed range volume profile and locate some of these value areas is kind of specifically what I'm looking for. Okay, so I'm going to start with the 830 bar here from yesterday and move that up to the close here of right about here. Okay, so you can see that we have a relatively narrow value range. Okay, in the gold market, again, this 2633 level again is surfacing. Okay, a lot of volume was traded in the lower end of price here. Okay, which I guess is another indication of price acceptance. Okay, we have our value area low, which we kind of came in and now have exceeded away from. Okay, so again, initially higher prices has been rejected. Okay, let's go ahead and open up our initial balance. So we'll go ahead and move this down to the 15-minute chart. The next thing I'm going to be drawing here is our initial balance range. So we have this 15-minute bar. Then I'm going to go ahead and draw our initial balance. I'm going to go ahead and draw that in yellow. So this candle right about here. Okay, we have another 15-minute candle that kicked up here. So this is one area. We're going to go ahead and draw that in kind of a yellow color. We'll make it a little dotted, okay, to kind of avoid having too many lines in any one location. And then we have the top end of this demand zone that's serving as the bottom. That's serving as the bottom of our ranges here. Okay. So again, this initial balance range will serve as kind of my litmus test. Okay, if the buyers are indeed serious, okay, about taking the market back to maybe some of these levels before, first order of business will be to break this 2620 level, okay, 21 level, okay, get us back inside or back maybe through the top of initial balance high. Okay, so next thing I'm going to be drawing here is our anchored VWAP. I'm going to locate the start of London, which was down here. Okay, so right about here. Okay, so our anchor VWAP price is above our anchor VWAP, and it's above our daily VWAP. So we're starting to get some indications here that maybe there's a little bit of momentum here that maybe could take us back to a point of control, or maybe as high as value area high here at 26. Well, this is not point of control. This is my 2630 level. This is the top end of structure that I was telling us about, that maybe price can get back up here. But first things first is we need to get above value area low. And if we do get above value area low, then there's I guess a fair opportunity to maybe see price, potentially traverse through value. Okay. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Currently in the gold market. So let's go ahead and add our levels to this chart here. Let's see if I can get to them in a reasonable way. All right, so let's go ahead and add our levels here to the right. Okay, so these are the levels we're tracking. We'll move and change that to a white color here. Okay, so these are the levels that we're tracking. I've already kind of established this value area range. We have the 26 3260 or 20 is a general vicinity of value. We have value area low coming in at 2617. Okay, we have settlement that's above at 261770. Okay, let's see, maybe go ahead and add the top step levels here. Should be here somewhere, I think. Yeah, stop step daily levels. Okay, so we have a week. I think this is weekly kickoff high, if I'm not mistaken. Let's double check that. Yeah, actually weekly kickoff low. weekly kickoff high is a lighter shade. Okay. So, oops, want to do that. All right. So the only thing that really remains, we have our average daily range high, which is coming up above this level. We have our average daily range low, which is a bit further down, a bit further lower in the market here, down around these levels down here. Okay, down below. Okay, so we're somewhere in the middle of the range. Okay, so right now, like I said earlier, okay, my main hypo for this market would be to see price maybe come back inside value, break above this 20 26 21, and that could give us an opportunity that will take us back up to value area high. Okay, that's kind of what I'm seeing at the moment. Okay, if we are unable to break this or break above this value area high, then maybe we make a case for price to begin to make a move in the opposite direction. Okay, so we make a move back up to value area low, and then we continue our move to the downside. Right now, we're seeing a couple of pieces of evidence here that suggests that maybe we will see some higher prices. I say maybe. Okay, but at the first order of business for me is I need to see initial balance. I need to see value area high and the value area low, price to close inside value. Okay. And then ultimately, I obviously need to see price get above the initial balance high here. Okay. Let's see. One thing I'm going to be adding here just to validate my view here is my EMA. Okay, we're going to go ahead and add a 233-day EMA here. Okay, we're going to change this to gold color style. Change this to kind of a gold color. Okay, this one right here. All right, so based on this chart, our EMA is price is well below our EMA. Okay, so again, that indicates to me that there's still a fair amount of bearish sentiment in this market. Okay, so and given that, that could also, this area here could also offer us, that's well above, could offer us not only a target but an area for price to potentially reverse away from. Okay, I'm not suggesting that we're going to get up to that high today. Okay, but there's never I never say never. Okay, one thing I feel like could happen is that we could see kind of a rotation. Okay, we can see price rotate through value. That I do see. Okay, that is something that is quite possible in this market. Okay, and if we don't, okay, then I would expect price to stall around this IB high and maybe value area low, and then we'll proceed lower. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in the gold market. So again, if there's any questions on that, I'm happy to entertain them. Okay. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and move on to the crude oil market. Okay. I don't see a spike in typing here, so we'll go ahead and load the crude oil chart here. Okay, and see, move this around here a little bit. Okay, so let's start with the review of the daily. Okay, and let's see what the daily has to say for us to us. Okay, so we'll go ahead and look and see that the daily has been, again, kind of range bound. Okay, we have, I guess, what looks like a little bit of a head and shoulder pattern that's been established here, which could provide maybe a view that maybe we will head lower in this market. Okay, we still have a fair amount of an area where we maybe have reached a little bit of a demand zone. I'm going to go ahead and draw that in right now. Okay, this area right here seems to be a little bit of a demand. The reason I say that, it hasn't been able to make a new low, right? Price got to this level and is now developing a bullish candle. I say developing, right? The day is far from over. Now we do see that we do see that our negative DI is above our positive DI, so that tells us there's a fair amount of momentum. And then we have the ADX kind of perking up here a little bit to the upside as well. All right, indicating that maybe there is more to this move to the downside. Nonetheless, we are in an area of demand, and otherwise, I would say more of a rangy market in the crude oil. Okay, so moving on to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, we're looking at here again. We are making a little bit of strides in getting above. Let's get rid of these. Some of these. We have a bullish, very much a bullish engulfing candle. We have this anchored VWAP that I think came in. Let's see, what day was this? This was Friday's anchored VWAP. So we'll probably go ahead and remove that. Okay, actually, it looks like I have multiple of them here. Oops. All right, I'm bound to get it. All right, there it is. Okay, but so in any case, looks like we've come into an area. We have already established a little bit of a 3-bar reversal pattern here. So maybe there is. Good morning, Radion. Maybe there is some more to maybe price heading back. Okay, again, my line in the sand for this market, if we are going to remain bearish, would be that price does not exceed or get above 70. Okay, 70 is going to be kind of my line in the sand for the bears. Okay, if we break structure or price breaks structure to the upside, then yeah, maybe we will restore our bullish view of this market. Okay, but for now, I would say that we are very much in control of, very much controlled by the bears, and that we should probably be looking for maybe some opportunities above us to for a continuation trade to the downside. Right now, however, we are at an area of demand, which could lead us to maybe some higher prices. I would say at least to 70. Okay. All right. Moving into the 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. We have a series of candles here. We have kind of some confusion going on with the ADX indicator, not exactly knowing what direction to take this market. We have the positive DI barely above the negative DI, and we have a ADX indicator that's not showing any signs that there's any direction at this point. Okay. So let's I don't think this is the correct initial balance. We'll leave that alone for the moment. But we'll keep it around that level here. The market is not going to open here for another 3 minutes. Okay. What I will draw though is I will be drawing my fixed range volume profile. I'm going to locate the 9 a.m. bar, drag that across to the 4:30 bar, and you can see that we are currently above value. Okay, in this market. All right, so that bodes well for the bulls. Okay, this is our value area range. This upper blue line is our value area high. Okay, so we did make a I guess a sweep through this area, and they found buyers. Okay, so we are at an area where there seems to be some interest to the long side in this market. Market is going to open up here in about a couple of minutes. So let's go ahead and add our levels here. All right. These are the levels that we'll be tracking. We have our value area high. We've already kind of called out here. Let's see here. 68.37. That seems a little bit different than what I had captured in my other platform, just to make sure this is accurate. Look, it appears to be. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. So we have value area high, value area low coming in at 67.95. That seems to be accurate. This is coming in a little bit higher, 69.49 or 68.49. It's up here somewhere. Okay. And I don't see that in this chart. Okay. According to the fixed range volume profile, 68.37 is where value area high is. Okay. All right. Nonetheless, we have our average daily ranges that I've kind of pulled off of a different platform here, off my TradingView platform. We have, I'm just going to go ahead and draw these in. Okay. So this here is 69.21. That is our average daily range high up here. Okay. And then we have our average daily range low at let's say average daily range low at 67.09, which is well below the market. Okay. 67.09. Yeah, that's well below the market somewhere. Let's see if I don't even have it on my radar. 67.09, down, way down below. Okay. So that's our average daily range. So we're on the upper end of the average daily range. Okay. Looks like we have opened. All right. So I'm going to kind of adjust my initial balance range to reflect that. Okay. So there, the dotted line in yellow is our average daily range. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and draw in my anchored VWAP off of this level here during London, right about here. I'm going to go ahead and actually use this pivot. All right. I'm going to color this in as maybe a little bit of a more of a baby blue, so I can distinguish it a little bit. Okay. So in any case, we are seeing some evidence that maybe there is maybe some upside opportunity in the crude oil market. Price is above our anchor VWAP, is above our daily VWAP, it's above our value area high. Okay, all providing us indications that maybe there is some more upside to this market. Okay, if I'm really going to embrace that, well, I need to see price break above initial balance. I understand that this initial balance range is still very much in development. Okay, I'm going to have to wait for another hour here before this initial balance range is established. But assuming that price stays above these levels and I get a break of initial balance to the upside, well, I don't see much in its way, honestly, to get to 70. Okay, I really don't see it. Okay, so if it does manage to do that, then I think we have a reasonable long, okay, up to a level here, target of say $70. Okay. Now, if the initial balance range proves to be resistant, IB high is not broken, and it breaks to the downside, well, the first order of business is to get down to value area low, which is really not a large distance to travel, to be honest. Okay. But assuming that we get back inside value, then maybe we can begin to make a case if price closes back inside value here in the area in blue, okay, between these blue lines, if price can manage to get inside this area, then maybe we can make a case for price to continue heading lower. Okay. Until that happens, I would say that we're probably more in line or in tune with the possibility of price potentially heading higher. I'm not ruling out that possibility. Okay, that possibility does exist. We had a double fail out to the up and downside. Okay, so when you say double failed auction, Alejandro, well, it's not really double failed auction, because really we only have either a failed auction or or we don't, right? When you say that we had a double failed auction, that's more likely an indication of range price action. Okay, that the price is in range. Okay, that's usually what when we see auctions failing on both ends, that's an indication that we are in range price action. Okay. All right. So again, looks like we've again started to pick up a little bit of steam to the upside, as I suspected might happen here. So again, I'm going to wait for a definitive close of a price above initial balance, which is another, as I said, 55 minutes away from establishing. And then once that's established, then I feel like I have a relatively good, solid opportunity to the upside. Okay, because my target is so much higher. Okay. With that said, at any point during that journey, we could have sellers step in. Right, there was a fair number of sellers that brought this market down. It reached the level. It reached the level to entice buyers. Buyers right now seem to be in control of this market. Okay, the question is, can it take it back to the territory where sellers kind of took hold? Okay, we'll have to see. All right, I think that's what I wanted to say about the crude oil market. I'm gonna pause here for a moment here before I move on to the equity markets, and encourage folks to subscribe and hit the like button. There is some changes in the works here that are coming here. I would say for the by the start of December, where these videos that I'm providing you on a daily basis are only going to be available to members. Okay, so if you're not a subscriber now, I would encourage you to do so, and also include a like or two, because I'm assuming that if for my existing members there'll be some special pricing that I'm going to make available to them. Okay, for supporting me through this time as I build the channel. Okay, so again, starting December 1st or wherever that falls, these videos are only going to be available to members. Okay, members who are coming here are going to be available to some. Some of the things that I have on the channel, but some of these daily reviews are going to be limited to members only. Okay, so just wanted to give everyone a heads up here. That'll probably start up. You'll get more details of that here coming up. But in the meantime, guys, like I said, the likes and the subscribes are basically the lifeblood of any content provider such as myself. And I'm hoping again that what I'm providing you is of value, and that it does support you in your evaluation of the markets. All right. So now that I got that out of the way and I kind of alerted everyone of that, let's go ahead and move on to the Nasdaq, the market that everyone loves to trade. Okay. So let's go ahead and move this on to let's remove some of these drawings here. I have quite a few of them. We'll go ahead and turn off our levels here. We'll keep our VWAP, and then we'll remove everything else here. Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate that. Yes, time is valuable, right? The time I spend here is I cannot replace, right? So yes, I do appreciate you and your understanding on that aspect. And like I said, for those members who, again, on December 1st, I will definitely do something to acknowledge that as well. Yeah, I'm gonna be changing that here in a second. Okay. Um, just kind of cleaning up the charts here a little bit. Okay. So here's our NASDAQ chart. Okay. We're going to go ahead and move on to the daily. Okay. Okay. And ask ourselves the question, what is the market trying to accomplish? Well, to be honest, of late, it seems to be in a little bit of indecision here. Okay. Last 3 days have been a lot of indecision up and down. Okay. We got candles on both directions with wicks on both ends. With that said, okay, we've had a solid 3 days of up, breaking some structure in its path. So are we kind of in a little bit of a digestion phase, before we make that next leg higher? Or are we going to have to, recruit more buyers in this market to make that next leg? Okay. And if that's the case, if the latter is the case, then I would say that this area right about here, okay, would be a logical area. I'm going to go ahead and color that in green. that would be a logical area for me to want to participate in that. Okay. While I may not be super interested in buying up at these levels, I would be interested in buying around this level. Okay. Because that would be a logical level. That's where price exceeded some structure to the upside. And that would be I guess, a relative discount to participate maybe in another leg higher. Okay. I'm not super interested, to be fair and to be honest, in buying what I consider kind of retail pricing right now in the Nasdaq. I'd like to see a little bit of a pullback into some known structure, and at that point, I would be interested in maybe participating in a long trade. Okay, all right. That's what I'm seeing on the daily chart. Let's move down to the 4-hour chart. Okay, so 4-hour chart. Here we are. Here. Okay, so again, price is above and broken some structure to the upside. I would say that I'm not overly impressed with the price actions I've seen of late. Okay, this is not an area I want to spend a lot of hard-earned capital on. Okay, this area right here, okay, is not an area that I want to really participate in, to be honest. Okay, we got a lot of overlapping price. Okay, the feeling, and again, I could be wrong. All right, the feeling is that in order to really see that next leg up, that we probably are going to need to look down. Okay, we need to look a little bit lower before we can make that rally and get the resources necessary to break it to new highs. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing on the 4-hour chart. Okay, moving on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart here. So here we are. You can see again, we've been in this kind of relative range, tight range in this market. Looks like a head and shoulders. Yeah, possibly. If I stretch this out enough, we have a kind of a head and shoulder pattern, I guess. This up here, this area up here could be considered the head, right? I'm trying to see if I can get this control of this arrow here, right? This up here could be considered, oops. This up here can be considered the head. This is our left shoulder. This is our right shoulder. Okay, so if we take our measurement here, if we take a measurement of the top to top down to the neckline, well, that's the move we can expect to see. Now the question is, I don't know about you, I don't know how consistent these head and shoulder patterns are. I haven't found them to be super consistent. But in any case, we could we could either move down the neckline. Okay, and you can see here. I don't know that maybe this is just purely coincidence. Okay, but if I do that measure, where does it fall? Look to the left. It falls in an area of congestion. So I don't know if that's purely coincidental. Okay, but and also we have this 233-day EMA. So I would not rule out the possibility, okay, of price extending beyond this neckline down to this 233-day EMA and back to this area of consolidation. Certainly not out of the question. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and remove that here for now. Let's go ahead and do our fixed range volume profile business here. Okay, and see if I can locate that. And I arrive at our volume profile. So we're going to go ahead and locate the from yesterday. That's it right there. And we're going to drag that across to here. Okay, so we're right inside value. Okay. What do I mean by that? Well, we're inside this area in blue and yellow. Okay, this blue and yellow overlap is our value area. Okay, a value area from yesterday. This is where 70% of price volume traded. Okay, 70% of price traded inside this area here. Okay, so the fact that we're inside value indicates that we are not in, we're temporarily in balance. Okay, there's really honestly not too much that could be done here other than wanting to play maybe the edges of this value ranges, right? If we say that, okay, well, we're going to fade the top of value and for a target down to value, I mean, that's a possibility that we can take. Like I said, the market spends most of the time in range, right? Rather than trend. Okay. So that's certainly in the works. Certainly not out of the realm of possibility here. Okay. We see that price is above VWAP, but you can see, right? You can see that VWAP is not really a good indicator of what direction the market is going to go, right? Price is exceeded VWAP, came back below it, now went above it, went back below it. So again, that's another indication that we are in a rangy market. And I don't know about you guys, but rangy markets are not markets I generally do super well in. Okay, I do far better when I have markets that are directional, trendy in one direction or the other. Okay, so if I'm going to participate in this market, and then we are in a, if I am correct in my view that we are in a rangy market, well, there is an opportunity that maybe could present itself, but I wouldn't necessarily embrace it to be on just the other edge of value. And then I need to ask myself the question: is this worth the risk? Okay, is risking above this value range for an opportunity to take me down to the other end of value worth the risk? And I think that's a decision, and that's a judgment that needs to be made for every trader. Okay, not me, right? Everybody has different risk parameters and risk tolerances, but that would be something that I would consider maybe as an opportunity. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and add our levels to the chart here. Okay. We'll all right, here we are. Add these here. Okay, there are our levels. Okay, so we have value area high coming in at 21,220. Getting a slightly different reading again from my other platform, but that's in the general vicinity. Okay, and then we have value area low coming in at 21,164.50. That's also in the general vicinity. Again, guys, we trade with a scalp. We trade with a butcher knife. We don't trade with a scalpel, right? So if I'm off a tick or two on either direction in identifying these ranges, I'm not concerned about it. Okay, because I know this is a general area where value area is and value area low is. Yes, it does look like a head and shoulder pattern, right? That was kind of brought up before, I think. Maybe you were the one that brought it up. Okay. Yes, very much indeed looks like a head and shoulder pattern, which again, based on the pattern here, this could lead us to maybe another leg to the downside. Okay. All right. So we have our ranges. Our average daily range high is up above here, both on the session as well as on the daily range. We're talking 21,382, which is well above here. Okay. Yeah, well above. All right. And then on the low end, we have we're actually closer to the low end than we are to the high end, but we have some levels, average daily range levels coming in down here at let's say 21,111. Okay, that's one level. Okay, that would be an area of support. Now you can see here, price came down to that level and reversed. Okay, so again, if you wanted to play a kind of a ranging kind of trade, that this is your market. Okay, not my market, but your market. Okay, right now, like I said, we see that price is above daily VWAP, but again, I really can't use that as an indicator. I do see that price is above our 233-day EMA. That I can use. That gives me the view that there's maybe some more upside opportunity available in this market. Okay. Initial balance is still about 12 minutes away from establishing. I would say that right now, if you were to kind of say, Ray, take a trade, then I would say that we need to look at a trade that maybe will take us to the other edge of this range. Okay, that's my view. Take it with a grain of salt. Again, I'm not guaranteeing it. I'm just saying this is kind of what I'm seeing. This is my view. All right. All right. So let's see. I think that's pretty much what I have to say for the Nasdaq. I'm happy to entertain any questions if there's any questions out there. But right now, it feels to me that we are kind of in range. I'm going to go ahead and draw an anchored VWAP, but this anchored VWAP is probably going to tell me more of the same. here. We're kind of caught in between. Okay, so right now this bar right here is challenging the daily VWAP. We have a sloping anchor VWAP, but again, would not want to see price get below this anchored VWAP if I'm bullish. Okay, if price manages to get below this anchored VWAP, then we might be seeing a little bit of change in structure, market structure, to indicate that we are have some momentum to the downside. Okay. All right. I think that's it for NASDAQ. We're going to go ahead and move off. We'll go ahead and save this away and move off this and look at the ES. Okay. Look at the ES. We'll go ahead and remove our drawings here. Okay. And look at the, not the crude oil, but the ES. I don't know why I'm selecting ES and getting crude. But anyway, that's for a different, we'll have to research that one a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and remove some drawings. Okay. Maybe shut down some indicators. I don't seem to have a whole lot of them, but I'm seeing a bunch of stuff here. I don't know why. It seems like we have some stuff here. Okay, let's turn that off. Okay, all right. So what to make of this market? Well, let's move on to the daily and see what it has to say. Daily is on this is also looking very similar to what we were seeing in the NASDAQ, right? It made some strong moves since the election. 1, 2, 3, 4 days of solid bullish behavior. Last couple of days, not so much. Lots of indecision at these levels. Really don't know exactly where to take this market. Now I'm gonna draw a similar line in the sand here at this level right here, because if I'm going to be a buyer of this market, I'm going to be patient and see and wait for price to come back to this level before I entertain anything of significance, okay, to the upside, okay? At the current levels, I feel like I'm paying retail. I think the only thing that can happen here, in my humble opinion, is that price retraces here a little bit, okay? That we might come back down to maybe revisit some of these lower prices, okay? That's what I'm seeing on the daily chart. Moving on to the 4-hour chart, okay? 4-hour chart, we have a developing engulfing candle here on the 4-hour, which bodes well again for those in the room who are bullish on the ES. Okay, this area right here would be an important level, right? Price could retrace and revisit, no doubt. This level right here is right around this 6,000 level. Okay, this would be an area, if I was bullish, this would be a logical area maybe that I could maybe take a position, right, to the long side, because I do see that we have a engulfing candle. Not super impressed with what I was seeing on the daily chart, but looking at this, I could make a case, right, that maybe there is another more upside in this market, right? We have a developing bullish engulfing candle, okay, in an otherwise market that's sloping up to the upside. This looks better to me, okay? 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. Again, we have our daily VWAP really not really giving us, it is sloping down, okay? And now price it just looks like it broke structure here at 60, let's say 60.30, okay? If price manages to stay above VWAP, then maybe we can see another leg to the upside, okay? Maybe there is a possibility of price getting above, okay? But we need to stay above this daily VWAP. And given what I'm seeing on how price is kind of diverse above and above it and below it, I'm not really convinced that that VWAP is a good reference level to really bank a lot of trade off of at this point. Okay. Let's go ahead and move into our fixed range volume profile here. So let's locate the let's see, from yesterday, right here. We'll drag this across. Okay, there's our value range, and where's price? Right smack in the middle of it. Okay, so there's our value range. Okay, going to draw this in blue. Blue for initial balance. Okay. All right. There's our initial balance range. Not initial balance. Sorry, value range. And where's price? Right in the middle of it. Okay. If anything, I see that now that we've kind of left it, came back inside of it. Now I'm thinking that maybe we traverse through the entire range of value before we make any significant move in any direction. Yeah, it's in the middle of the value range. Nothing technically to do here. Okay. I mean, I guess you could maybe argue that there might be a value area acceptance play here, maybe through value. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to diddle in the middle. Absolutely. We want the market participants. Yeah, we want to wait. I would say that that's probably the best course of action here. Okay. Um, let's look at the anchor VWAP. Okay. I see the pivot here right around the middle of London. Okay. So we see the pivot. We see that price is above both anchored and the daily VWAP, indicating to me that maybe there's some upside opportunity. What's counter to that view right now is I see that we're above, right? We are above daily VWAP. We're above anchor VWAP. We're inside value. Even though my view is higher, my candle is not agreeing with me. Okay. I have a candle that's telling me, what are you thinking, Ray? This is we're headed lower. Okay. So as long as price remains above these, I would have to say that we err on the side of bull. Okay. This candle here might actually end up offering us a nice opportunity to go long. Okay. But we have to stay above value area low, uh, value area low and anchored VWAP. Okay. In order for this to really to play out. Okay. All right. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and add our levels here, guys. There's our levels. Okay. These are the levels that we're tracking. I'm just going to spot check value area high coming in at 60.37. That came in spot on. 60.24.50. That came spot on as well. All right. So I have my value area established. We have average daily range well above, okay, well above the market here, guys. We're coming in at 60, 63 up here at this kind of nosebleed seats, okay. That's our average daily range high. Average session range high is coming slightly below that, right around this level here, okay. So these areas, while could serve as good targets, okay, for a move that if we do get a move to the upside. This is our average session range low or high, I should say, and this is our average daily range high. Those could offer us a logical level for price to, but first things first, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, right? We need to first see price get above value. We need some initiative price action to get us above value, and then these kind of areas open up. Notice that our average session range high falls at an area of pivot. Okay. Our average session range high falls at an area of a pivot. Okay. Reasonable location for price to eventually get to. All right. Assuming we can stay above what I just mentioned. Okay. All right. Let's see if there's anything else I should be calling out here on this market. My view right now, it feels bullish. Okay. But I would say that I would probably want to wait for this initial balance range to establish, which will open up here in a couple of minutes, and then go from there. All right. If I can hold up here, guys, I will review my last market, and that is the YM. Okay. So you're welcome, Frizu. All right. Let's look at the daily. Okay. The Dow actually looks stronger than any of the other markets. Okay. We have a developing. You're welcome, Trader Dubois. We have a developing bullish candle where the other markets were kind of were developing candles of indecision. The Dow, out of all the markets, seems to be the most bullish to be honest, on the daily at least. Okay. 4-hour chart. Okay. Telling a similar kind of thing. We had a little bit of a pullback, right? You had a little bit of a pullback. Now we're developing not a bearish, but a bullish engulfing candle. Okay. Which could lead to some further exploration higher. Okay. We're above our EMA. We're above our VWAP. Okay. All indications are that we are going to head higher. Okay. All right. Let's look at the 30-minute chart. You too, Alejandro, trade well. Looking at the 30-minute chart, we'll just capture a couple of levels here, guys. Okay, we have our anchor VWAP. We have our let's see. We're going to go ahead and we're going to open up our anchor VWAP. I say we had it, but it's not there. We're going to go add an anchor VWAP right around this level here. Okay. So another level that we can expect some price. So look, the market is kind of open on us here. So we're going to go ahead and start to think about creating an initial balance range. Okay. So there's our initial balance range that's being exceeded as we speak here. So this is something I'm going to have to adjust here. We're going to make it into yellow. All right. But this initial balance range is going to take up to an hour to establish here. Okay. So nothing to really do here other than to watch and see the initial balance range develop. Okay. Now, out of all the markets we've been seeing, the Dow seems to be the strongest. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and add my fixed range volume profile here. I'm going to locate the market here. The start of the market is here. Okay. And we'll kind of drag that over to this over here. So we have a relatively wide value range, I guess. So we have this blue line, or actually I'm going to be adding a blue line here at the top end of value, which we're kind of interfering with our, okay. So there's our blue line. That's value area high. That right now is our line in the sand for our initial balance range. Okay. And then I'm going to draw my value area low down below. Okay. So right now, I would say that, we want to wait for this initial balance range to establish. If price comes down to one of these levels here, right? This whole area seems to be an area that might be a good area maybe to participate in a long. Okay, I would say this area right around here. Okay, if we're given the opportunity. Okay, I see a strong push out. I haven't really gotten my retest back. If it does manage to get back down to this area, this would be an area that I'd like to participate in. Okay. Let's see. I mentioned value area high. So let's just capture a couple of levels, guys, and then we'll call it a session. Okay. So let's see. We have value area high. Okay, we'll call value, say 44,536 is our value area high. Okay, and then we have value area low at 44,398 is our value area low. Okay, and then what else? Don't really see, I don't have the same level of indicators that I have on my other charts on this. I would say that yeah, let's see if I can locate something else for the Dow. Okay, so we have 44,595. Okay, 44,595. It's an average session range high. Okay, 44,595 is average session range high. Okay, and then average session range low is 44. Coming inside this at 44. Actually, below it. Take that back. 44,230 is our average session range, not high, but low. Okay. And then let's see. Let's see if I can locate settlement. So let's undo this here. Settlement is coming in at 44,419. 44,419 is our settlement price. 44,419 is settlement. Okay. So that's kind of what we're tracking. Again, I don't keep the same level of numbers on the Dow as I do for the other markets, but that should give you enough to kind of work from. Okay. All right. I think that's pretty much it, guys. Again, I just wanted to remind everyone, to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. As we move forward in the on the portal here, these sessions are going to be member only sessions. Okay. We may have some public sessions here or there, but the main daily sessions we do on a Monday through Friday will be member sessions only. Okay. And that we'll be starting that up here coming up on December 1st. Okay. The other announcement I wanted to make here is that I am not going to be available the next few days here, Wednesday through Friday. Unfortunately, I'm going to be away on retreat. Okay, for 3 days. Actually, it comes at a good time to get a little bit of extra rest. But I'm going to be away on retreat for the next few days, so there will be no pre-market review. Okay, no pre-market review. I'm going to see if I can do maybe a post-market review in anticipation. Maybe post a video offline, but it won't be a live session where I'm breaking down the markets. But I will try to give you guys a sense over the next few days on what we should be looking for. Okay. But yes, there will be no live pre-market review tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. We'll be back online on Monday. Okay. But I will see if I can add a video again. More another reason for you guys to subscribe, so to get notified. To get notified of as new videos become available. Yeah, a little bit of R&R. Okay. So in any case, guys, I will try to make a little video available for you guys in preparation for the market ahead, nightly instead of our regular live session. Okay. So with that, again, encourage you guys to trade well, to trade safe, to trade like a pro, and be a market trader. All right, guys. Thanks for the vacation wishes. We'll spend an hour or so here in the coaches room, and that goes also for the group coaching, guys. There won't be any group coaching later this evening either. Areas that I'm in does not support the internet necessary. Okay. All right, guys. Have a great trading day. Trade well, trade safe, trade like a market pro, be a market trader. All right, guys. Have a good day.